Syncing the sound with the good old-fashioned clapboard. The clapboard's right here. Stone Vlog's return with a vengeance, part 16, the beginning of the epic epilogue. The epilogue called so because of its epic log. I'm growing a mustache! Yes, because I've never learned my lesson about facial hair. I am once again growing a mustache and a goatee. I want to look like the most evil bastard that's ever been evil. Sort of. Not really. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys right now. Welcome to the Stone Vlog slash fiction. Slash commentary. We have some very, we have 3 commentaries I'm going to do. I put 4 fingers up, but I only needed 3. We don't care what you say about your stupid episodes. We're offended by your poor tastes in movies and films. I don't know why you're talking so weird to me, but hey, I hear your concerns, and I point just off camera. The Signal. The Signal, and then we're talking about the Muppets in Space review, and then after that we're talking about Time Crimes, but really Gorgasm. So those are the 3 episodes we're going to talk about. So just me all by myself watching this episode. So no more fun cut editing. Cut! Do it again! Now I'm up here! Ah! Only just begun. But you get to see me smoke for this one. I know, you're getting happier. I can hear you. Getting chipper out there. Oh, there we go. That's more than enough for this. It's not a lot. Future self. Normally I'd tell you what kind of weed it is and what store to buy it at, but I'm not in California anymore. I'm in Michigan. So, also because of that, this isn't really weed. It's Hollywood weed. It's fake. It's 100% not real. Now my mouth tastes like fiery butt. Commentation begins!
Hello,
now!
To the bunny perspective.
Oh, thanks for welcoming me.
A lot of thinking about where I have been this
So this originally was going to start off a big series of episodes that were super dark. Like all the episodes, it was going to be this, and then it was, of course, The Happening. And then after The Happening, it was going to be, oh fuck, something else like Behind the Mask or something. Some horror movie or something like that, Splinter or something. And then, and at the end of it, I was going to say, all right, enough of this dark stuff. And I'm not doing this joke now, even if I do the review, so don't worry about it. I'm going to say, enough of this dark stuff. Let's watch a comedy. How about a comedy starring Robin Williams? Yeah, you don't get too far away from dark with Robin Williams. And, of course, the movie is World's Greatest Dad. And I show clips of the kid autoerotic asphyxiating to death, and just go. I think it was gonna cut back to Phil, and he was just gonna go dough, because that's my favorite joke ever. That's from Geely, by the way. Yeah, a girl slits her wrist in the halfway point of Geely, and you're like, how did they know what the audience wanted to do at this point of the movie? I know you guys are thinking, look at this fancy fuck with this fucking microphone in the shot. What are you, Nash? What are you, foldable ideas guy? They're the only guys I know that do this with the microphone in the shot. Oh, and this is the old clip. Wait, is this old clips? These are old clips. Yep. So the joke here is this is the first time I've altered the opening since I had a new opening, aside from cutting it down. And I wanted this moment where I repeat dead and dead and dead and dead. And this is like getting you ready for the Signal proper. Yeah, we're not talking about the new title sequence yet. Oh, we'll get to that, ladies and gentlemen, one day soon. So anyway, The Signal's a really great movie. If you really hate horror movies, I mean, it's pretty brutal, but it's not like a gore fest. Like, the gore is very, it's placed really well. Because it's really low budget, so they didn't have a lot of options. But it's very brutal. I mean, most of the violence is off camera, and it's kind of like blood splurting from the other side of the camera. And I show one of the clips in this episode where they show the decapitation scene. But this was fun because I got to incorporate some Signal kind of concepts. And I wanted this episode to bleed into the next episode. Like, I wanted this episode to be in the mythos of the universe of the bunny perspective, I suppose, is this episode bled into the next episode. And that's the explanation of it being Muppets in space, but really about The Happening. And also because I think The Happening is a pretty blatant ripoff of this movie. And there's no way M. Night Shyamalan didn't know about it. And if he didn't know about it, he didn't have an excuse because it was at Sundance. Like, they picked it up. It was picked up at Sundance. Another Magnet Films, by the way. Before I ever started talking about Magnet Film releasing. It's a Magnet Film is Signal. Magnet releasing never ceases to amaze me with how many movies I love that they've released. Also, if you look in the background, the television there, it's actual clips from the movie. We basically started the movie playing in the background, so all the jump cuts get more and more confusing because it's further and further into the movie. You can see where there's big cuts is when between switching cameras and stuff. Like, these cameras stop every 10 minutes. So every 10 minutes, there'd be a break. Now, you don't know when the 10 minutes are. This is the one that shows the editing more than anything. You can see where we had to take a break. Like right now, you have to know about the movie, of course, but the scenes they're all real close to each other still. At some point, they'll be really different. This opening creeps me out because exploitation films creep me out. Yeah, and so anyway, I really like the use of the actual signal. I think it's really fucking creepy. They actually include that movie. That movie that they took this footage from is included in the DVD. I really recommend the DVD if you can get your hands on it. It's fucking awesome. Like, I didn't think I was going to have this much to talk about until I watched the DVD. Holy shit. Always watch DVDs. I know a lot of these films are on Netflix, but if you get a chance to check out the behind the scenes on a lot of these shows, they're really good. Yeah, I like this idea. The idea of like a New Year's party at the end of the world. And I always thought that joke was hilarious. The payoff is great. The bad isn't getting put down. It's very, very quotable. It's very, very telling. It's got a very society message to it. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot going on with this movie beyond it just being a horror movie about the end of the world. Yeah. And that was the thing. Like, with these positive reviews, they're really hard. It's hard. See, and then the signal's breaking into the episode there. I started writing, once I knew that I was getting to the end of the script, like it was feeling like the end, that's why I started putting in fucked up shit. But I wanted it to be kind of gradual. I don't know if people caught it or not. I think people who have seen the signal before caught the joke probably sooner than other people did. And I don't think this episode really has gotten the credit it deserves. I hate to be an egotist. But it was a lot of fun to write, and I don't know if everyone's seen it, like, has really appreciated what I'm doing is I'm homaging the movie, which very few reviewers do these days. Well, they do, I guess, but it's not usually on a episode to episode basis. Oh, ow. Damn. Just jacked my thumb up on this. I know what you're thinking. What a good commentary. Fucker's messing with his microphone. Yeah, I'm sorry. This part is my favorite. This was my favorite concept of the entire review. This whole idea, like, I really feel like staring at the TV because it's turned into the signal at this point. That picture, that's just him with no puppeteer, just took him off the screen. Put in the wall behind it. Put in End of Ava because I've just done an episode on it. Yep. So this part here is actually part of an outtake, and it just ended up working out perfectly. Because me being actually angry is pretty scary, apparently. Right here. I love this. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be like entranced by my own stupid show, but this is one of my favorite bits, I think, that I've ever done. Not since The Room have I had this much fun. So I'm trying desperately to figure out a way to do this again. And that's part of the reason why I did the Happening review the way I did. And that's what we're going to talk about next. Because these things get a little bit long, and I don't want them to be super long. I'm going to talk through the credits, of course, but the next episode is going to be about that review. And I'm sure a ton of people have questions about it, and I'll probably answer none of them and just do this the whole time. Fuck you, audience. By the way, I set everyone up for this because that ending, I was describing the happening. Up until the end, I was describing the happening. If you've seen both movies, you knew what I was talking about before I got to it. So I was dropping hints like crazy. And on top of that, this clip at the very end with the farting truck, as we became to call it. Be scientific, douchebag. And then the farting truck there. Those are both from Muppets in Space and The Happening. I mean, I did the farting truck. Like another microphone, like you can totally see it. That's really smart. Why does he need two fucking microphones? What is it, goddamn Rockefeller? I am goddamn Rockefeller. Go to the next movie already.